Hello and welcome to Digital Farm TV Rural News. I'm Andy Walker. Australian beef and veal exports to Korea during April rose 27% year on year to 9,606 tonnes, assisted by increased Australian supplies from Australia and renewed vigour from Korean importers, says Meat and Livestock Australia. The improved April performance contributed to the total shipments to Korea for the first 4 months, reaching 38,013 tonnes, rising 20% on the corresponding period in 2012, which was very tough for Australian beef exports to Korea. Australian beef has a strong retail presence in the Korean market. Many major Korean franchise restaurant chains use only Australian beef. The Australian state and territory governments have extended the consultation period for public comment on draft Australian animal welfare standards and guidelines for cattle and for sheep. The extension means the period for comment will now close on Monday, 5th of August. The decision was made by Ministers for Primary Industries following industry and stakeholder calls for an extension of the public consultation period. Animal Health Australia CEO Dr. Mike Bond said so far the agency had received more than 150 substantial submissions on the draft standards, more than 2,300 online surveys and many thousands of additional comments by email. A big new trilateral research program has been launched by the US Agency for International Food Security, the Australian Centre for Plant Functional Genomics and Indian seed giant Vibha Agrotech. The new program will be designed to boost drought and salinity stress tolerance in cereal crops, primarily in subsistence farming systems, but with flow-on effects for dryland producers. A series of transgenic wheat and rice lines are to be developed under the three-way program, valued at around $9 million over 5 years. The collaboration will combine the Australian Centre's gene systems and technologies with the field evaluation and cereal transformation capabilities of the seed company Vibha. The import of sugarcane mulch for use by home gardeners in Western Australia was last week restricted because of its potential to carry seeds that could threaten the state's biosecurity and agriculture. Permits are now required to import sugarcane mulch across state lines, and these would only be issued if a system or treatment was in place to ensure the mulch's freedom from risk seeds. Western Australian Director of Invasive Species, Viv Reid, said Western Australia had been importing sugarcane mulch from Queensland for more than 2 years. The department began to receive reports about unusual plants germinating from sugarcane mulch in 2011. The most serious of these was Mimosa pudica, a prohibited pest plant with sharp thorns that could inhibit grazing and cause painful wounds. New Grains Research and Development Corporation trials have shown decreased nitrous oxide emissions from soils with added biochar in New South Wales. The GRDC-supported research showed added biochar could result in 50 to 60% of plant roots colonised by friendly fungi, up from 10 to 20% in soils without biochar. In some soil types, biochar had the potential to enhance soil fertility, increase soil carbon storage and decrease greenhouse gas emissions. Before it can be widely adopted in agriculture, better understanding is needed of its properties and how it interacts with soil. Finally this week, world wheat forecaster US analyst Landworth has stoked concerns over Australia's winter crop yield as it cautioned that the world wheat harvest would narrowly fail to cover demand in 2013-14. The analysis group, which uses satellite imagery in its forecasts, pegged the world wheat crop at 694.3 million tonnes, nearly 7 million tonnes below the US Department of Agriculture's estimate. Landworth reduced its forecast for Australia's wheat harvest by 200,000 tonnes to 24.1 million tonnes, despite grain belt rains, which domestic commentators believed had improved prospects for the season. Despite beneficial rainfall during May, There was a 15% probability of extremely low production in Australia due to dry conditions during wheat planting and yield formation. We'll see. Well, that's it for Digital Farm TV Rural News this week. I'm Andy Walker. Look forward to your company again next week. Bye.